Hello there, Vic Benedict here. We're playing Quantum Break on the PC for Windows 10, and we're currently on Act 2 of 5, a considerably longer act to be sure than the previous act, with a couple of challenging gunfights, although as of I think halfway through the video, I had not died up until that point, so it does give you some indication of how hard or, the lack of difficulty for the game. But we're in a particular warehouse fight here that's not too bad. At least the first wave is not, and then the second wave, I think it's more of, well, just the same, I think. But if you're new to the walkthrough, we're just going to be doing the hardest difficulty on a no upgrade run. So we're not going to be applying any upgrades to our character, and we're going to be playing on the low setting because it enables you to swivel the camera faster around the character, which I think is the most important thing. The most important thing, period. So, yeah, the platform here is Windows 10, you guys. The video card that I'm using is a 960, a GTX 960, 4 gigabytes, I think, of 4 gigabytes of VRAM, and 16 gigabytes installed memory with 3.4 gigahertz. Is it gigahertz or I don't even know. 3.4 processing speed. But we're going to be jumping to this fight, which is just a two-man fight. And after this, we'll enlist the help of a taxi driver to have someone to talk to as we're going through here. And in this particular fight here, I think isn't this the long segment? Yeah, we won't have any heavies quite yet. I prefer to be pretty aggressive when I'm playing. There will be some situations later in the game where I'm going to be backing off, staying in cover. But yeah, this is where the shotgunner is here. This is not the enemy where you have to shoot him in the back. That guy, I believe he's classified as a juggernaut, but we're not going to be on him. I think until the next act, maybe. I haven't beat the game, you guys. I've got to Act 4, and then I started over, and I said to myself, you know what? I want to make a damn guide, because I really like sharing my experiences with you folks. And I play better, honestly. I play better when I know that I'm recording for an audience. So you've got your standard pistol on the bottom slot of the D-pad, and for some reason, which is baffling to me, you get infinite ammo with the pistol. So there's never an excuse to play sloppily, thinking that you're not going to have any ammo because you've got all the ammo in the damn world. And I think that was a mistake, personally. Can you imagine if Uncharted Brutals trilogy had infinite ammo? It would be a different game. Completely different. And I think there was a couple segments in Uncharted where you had infinite ammo, but it was only on certain very particular sections. So that's the end of the first wave, you guys. We're going to be coming over here. It's going to be another shotgunner coming down. Right over here, this is the tripwire area. So these guys are going to be marching over to you. And then the shotgun guys. I think just one of them, though. So this is a very fast-paced game, and I personally think it's unplayable if you're not on the low setting, so you can control the camera speed. What else? What other settings I wanted to talk about? There is an aim sensitivity setting, which I've put on to the maximum speed. I also wanted to point out a couple of peculiarities. Every time I start the software, it starts in a pre-sized little box, and I have to resize it every time. It's the first time I think I've ever had that experience. When you open the software, you have to resize it every time. Usually it commits that to some kind of a memory feature, and it will automatically remember which kind of a size you had the software running at. But on these guys here, it's headshots for the win completely. And you can flank them by going around this area here. It's pretty good. And I think I'm going to pick up the shotgun. They have a really, I don't know what you'd call it, but not animation heavy, but just kind of a long. Here we go. You can see how aggressive I'm being on these guys, just to give you an indication of how you can play this game. Yeah, see, I'm just gonna charge these guys. Like when I play this game, it really reminds me of Vanquish. It really does. But that's the next fight. And okay, so this is pretty. I don't know. I died a hell of a lot more than I'm dying now when I first played this. So, you can upgrade if you're not confident in your abilities, or if you want to have a little bit more fun, you can go ahead and upgrade. I just want to have the extra challenge for myself. But this is a shotgunner as he's coming down here. These enemies tend to flank you, so I'm going to be trying to stave off the threat as best as I can. As you can see, I'm almost at the point of death. See, they're flanking me now. But it's actually a really fun, elastic kind of a shooter based on quick reflexes and player skill. So I once again apologize for trashing this game. It was definitely my bad. And anyway, so we're going to be taking care of these last guys here. And there are moments when you don't do damage, so you want to prevent... well, I was going to say you should prevent yourself from wasting bullets, but you have infinite bullets with the pistol. And we're going to trip this guy up. Really fun, actually. Some of the fights in this game, they really do feel like you have to earn your victory. And I think we have one of those fights coming up, like right over here. Yeah, this fight I died maybe 8 to 10 times the first time I played this game. But on this one, on this run, I did not die. There's the burst pistol. There's a couple pistols and, well, not pistols per se, but there's a couple of guns where the recoil is so bad and dramatic that it's almost unplayable with the weapons. Like, for instance, the one that I know, the heavy pistol. Don't ever get that fucking pistol. That thing sucks. The recoil, I don't know. I really don't know what the hell they were thinking. But on these, I think they're called Chronon canisters. You can do the Time Force, that push ability that you get, and then you can stack bullets on them to make them explode. Because what these guys do is they flank you from both sides here. So it actually may behoove you to put the shotgun on. And if you don't have it, this guy will drop it right here. But they come from both stairwells here, so you really need to be careful. See the recoil with this weapon is pretty. It's a shotgun, so I will concede that would have recoil, but not a heavy pistol. Doesn't make much sense. So, yeah, that's a pretty difficult fight. So, the reason too, that's just the first wave too. One of the reasons too, this guy really stuck up on me. One of the reasons too I didn't want to put any puzzle solving and platforming is that it allows me the flexibility and the just the liberty to explore the world on my own terms without having to go to point A to point B in a really direct manner. So I do want to explore the world. I want to interact with things. I don't really necessarily want to read pages and pages of emails. You know, that's not anything that I'm here for. But okay, this fight here, it's a really long skirmish. So there's going to be a couple of guys up here. I don't know what it's called. I think it's the time push or the time something. I don't know what, right bumper. It can outright kill people, and I think that's what I did over here on those first batch of enemies. So the real difficult part of this area is that you're going to have two shotgunners coming, and they tend to close in the distance just because they have so much HP and they can withstand a lot of your bullets. So I like to carry a shotgun into this area, but you're going to be cleaning up all these guys first, and then the shotgunners are going to come from the left and right out of those gates that open up, and then you have another phase over here. So I think that's the end of phase 1, and then this area here, you don't get a checkpoint. So you want to, I would be really aggressive on at least one of these guys. So you really get to take your pick of which area you want to go to. That move that I'm doing right there, if I'm not mistaken, it's left bumper hold, and you can release. Everything has a cooldown to it, so you can't just be constantly using your abilities. You've got to have a cooldown for it, and I'm sure there's some upgrades. You know, when I play these games, like, I don't care about the emails. You know, the emails can go fuck themselves, quite honestly, because I don't care. I don't care about reading any intel pieces. I don't care about anything. I'm here for the gameplay. That's why I'm playing a game. It's called a game. I'm here for the gameplay. So, you know, that's why I don't even watch the cutscenes. I've never even seen the live action videos because I just skip them. I don't care about the junction paths, you know. I'm just a lover of gameplay. And that's why when I see things like, oh, you can't control the fucking camera, well, fuck you. Put the camera sensitivity in there, damn it. You shouldn't have to put it on low. You know? I tweeted over to them, but you know, some I'm sure there's going to be some updates to this coming through the Windows Store, but apparently this is the inferior version. I would never have thought that. The Xbox One, apparently from Digital Foundry, what they're laying forth, the Xbox One has a smoother frame rate, so I really don't even know. I may look on the NVIDIA driver page and see if there are any more updates, but yeah, this section's not too bad. There's going to be a truck coming here smashing through the fence, and then you're going to have a cutscene with a checkpoint. And then I think we're going to have some teleporters. Real bitchy enemies. So there's a backpack, refill your ammo. You know, keep swapping shoulders, keep freezing guys. And press the Y button to highlight them and see them. And that's the end of the first phase. Okay, and then we come to this fight here, which is the fight with the teleporters here. So you want to make sure that you be conscious of the fact that they have a particular, like the color style. It's a trailing effect that actually you can keep up with, which is really fair in my opinion. But this is precisely what I was talking about being able to move the camera as fast as you want. Just because of an enemy like this, you really need to be able to control the camera and spin it as fast as you need to. And this is a great example of an enemy that, if you can't do that, then it's really unfair. So I think there's like 3 of them. Here there's 1, 2, 3. And there's a part coming up that I died on at least like 10 times when I first played this game. And then now doing it over again, I did it on my first try. So it just goes to, yeah, this fight here. A couple of teleporters, very safe on this side if you want to just camp over here. Very safe. And sometimes when I'm playing this game, a lot of stuff is hitting me and I don't even know. Like, I'm saying to myself, what is hitting me? What's killing me? I can't even tell. But the cover system in this game, as you can see, you go up to the cover and it just places you in cover. There's no blind fire, so it's very much like Tomb Raider is. But that's not to say that the game is like Tomb Raider. It's just, it has that particular cover system, which I really hate. And it just doesn't seem like it affords you as much protection as being able to completely glue yourself to cover, as it were. But just a bunch of teleporters over here. Guy in hazmat suits. And yeah, I don't think they have a particular weakness except obviously the head. So you can see I'm rushing enemies. I'm staying on top of them. I'm staggering them. I'm shooting them from point blank range with the shotgun. Really nice. And it's a nice arena to fight in. And it's a pretty fun fight. I think it's the last fight in this particular installment. And then that's the end of Act 2. But getting shot up here quite a lot. And remarkable that I'm still alive, but I am, so I'm just running with it. And it's just one of those things where you probably will struggle a lot when you first play the game, but the more you do it, like you go from 10 deaths to no deaths, which is kind of incredible. But I think that's mostly what defines us as players, to die so many times and then overcome stuff. So take care.